Hey, welcome back everyone. Lots of long overdue changes in this one, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Mount speed. All mount speed has been normalized, so all mounts run and sprint at the same speed. You sprint on a mount just like you do with your character. Default is shift. The run speed is faster than racial mounts used to be, and the sprint speed is faster than bluetails used to run. Each mount can sprint for a different duration based on which mount it is. Bluetail runners for 4 minutes, racial mounts for 2 minutes, and battle horns for 1 minute. Each of these mounts recovers all of their stamina in 2 minutes while running, or 60 seconds when standing still. This makes the racial mounts the ideal choice for everyday use. One thing to keep in mind is your mount doesn't regenerate stamina when it's in figurine form. So one way to make sure your mount stays topped off at all times is before you get to your destination, just stop sprinting. This is just a good practice to make sure your mount stays topped off on stamina at all times, because you'd hate to throw it down and need to run away and it be almost out of stamina and you can't sprint. Alternatively, you could just leave them out for a minute and they'll be fully charged. Next up, enchanting skill gains based on quality. That's right. When enchanting, you now gain more skill depending on the quality of the materials you're using, as well as how many total enchants you're doing at the same time. With this change, you're highly encouraged to grind with the highest level enchants you can do. So aside from the drag and drop tediousness, the enchanting grind is going to be a lot quicker going forward. So as you can see here from this mix of Q1 and 2 enchants on 3 different things, we got a 4.7 times gain on the amount of skill with just 1 enchant. If you do higher level enchants all the way to the top, it won't take long at all. Alright, moving on to the monster stuff. Mob dropped loot. Mob drop weapons and armor are now tiered with 8 different qualities ranging from ruined to immaculate. This new system makes mob drop loot more interesting due to a lot of the gear you get being subpar, but with a small chance of it being really good. And this extends to armor too, not just weapons. Immaculate gear is extremely rare, but it's often comparable to or better than the crafted counterpart, which kind of gives that gear its own market in trade chat if you're lucky enough to get any and don't want to use it yourself. This change makes buying from crafters way more reliable, as most of the gear you get is going to be way less quality than the rank it actually is. Alright people, this is the biggest part of the patch. It's the start of their mob spawn revamp. Throughout Darkfall's history, there's been little reason to farm with more than 2 people, just because you'd kill the spawns fast enough that you'd be waiting on spawn timers anyway, so it wasn't really beneficial to split the loot a 3rd or 4th way. With this new patch, there are loads of monster spawns with way more than 2 people can handle. In some cases, 3 or 4 or more people are absolutely needed to clear a spawn. In other cases, there might be some spawns that look the same as they did before, but they might spawn faster now or have a different chance to spawn varying monsters. Keep in mind, this is just the start of this. This is just their initial overhaul, so expect a lot more changes to be coming in the future. With these changes, there are some seriously profitable spawns, and they are quickly becoming the new PvP hotspots, definitely adding a lot of value to some housing that wasn't valuable before. Hint, hint. It's definitely going to take some time to get all this data recorded, so the Darkfall maps may not quite be as accurate as we want right away. But be sure to submit your submissions to those guys so they can start getting everything updated and ready to go. If you do go exploring though, maybe try to stay out of the ocean. Just a tip.